When we find ourselves caught in this cycle of chasing validation, approval, or connection, we often forget an essential truth. We are enough as we are. There is no dignity in stalking, no strength in seeking endlessly, and no power in begging for what should be freely given. These behaviors diminish our self-worth and leave us tethered to fear. Our worth is not something we need to earn. It's an inherent part of who we are. Yet in a world that often measures success by external validation, we can find ourselves trapped in behaviors that strip away our dignity. Chasing people's approval, seeking recognition, or holding on to relationships or situations that no longer serve us can feel like the only way to prove our value. But these actions don't add to our self-worth, they erode it. To embrace your own worth, you must first understand that it's non-negotiable. You are not defined by someone else's opinions, actions, or treatment of you. When you allow others to dictate your sense of value, you hand over control of your life to forces outside yourself. This can lead to behaviors like over-explaining, apologizing excessively, or clinging to relationships that are unbalanced or even toxic. But here's the truth: your worth is not up for debate. It exists independently of what anyone else sees or says. Stepping away from behaviors that diminish your dignity requires courage and self-awareness. It means setting boundaries that protect your emotional and mental well-being. Boundaries are not about pushing others away. They are about showing yourself love and respect. They are a declaration that you value yourself enough to only accept treatment that aligns with your self-respect. For example, imagine being in a relationship where you constantly feel the need to prove your importance to the other person. You go out of your way to accommodate them, to meet their needs, often at the expense of your own. While compromise is healthy in any connection, losing yourself to keep someone else is not. In moments like this, ask yourself, am I acting in a way that honors my dignity? Am I holding myself to the standard of love and respect I deserve? It's important to remember that dignity isn't about ego or pride. It's about integrity. It's about showing up for yourself in the same way you show up for the people you care about. When you embrace your worth, you start to see that you don't need to overcompensate, overachieve, or overextend to be valuable. Your worth is intrinsic, and the right people and opportunities will see it without you having to convince them. Letting go of behaviors that diminish your dignity also means finding peace with discomfort. It can be uncomfortable to stop chasing someone who doesn't value you. It can be unsettling to walk away from situations that you've poured energy into. But staying in places where your worth is not recognized does not make you stronger. It makes you smaller. Growth happens when you choose yourself, even when it's hard. At its core, embracing your worth is about trust. Trusting that you are enough, trusting that you deserve respect, and trusting that when you live authentically and honor your dignity, the world will respond in kind. By stepping away from actions that diminish your value, you step into the fullness of who you are, opening the door to relationships and experiences that reflect your true woe. Authentic connection is one of life's most beautiful gifts. It's the foundation of love, friendship, and belonging. Yet in our quest to feel seen and valued, we sometimes fall into the trap of trying to force these connections. We chase after relationships that feel one-sided, overextend ourselves to earn someone's approval, or beg for the kind of attention and validation that should flow naturally in a healthy bond. But here's the truth. Authentic connection cannot be forced, chased, or begged for. It thrives in mutual respect and openness. To understand this, we must first explore what authentic connection truly means. It is not built on fear, desperation, or manipulation. Instead, it is rooted in trust, vulnerability, and a shared willingness to show up as our true selves. It is an exchange where both people feel valued, seen, and accepted for who they are. When connection is real, it doesn't require you to shrink, perform, or compromise your dignity. Chasing or begging for connection often stems from a place of insecurity or fear of being alone. When we lack confidence in our own worth, we may cling to relationships that feel unhealthy or unbalanced. We might make excuses for behavior that disrespects us or ignore red flags because we fear losing the other person. But relationships built on these shaky foundations rarely stand the test of time. They leave us feeling drained, unheard, and undervalued. Authentic connection, on the other hand, is effortless in its reciprocity. It flows naturally when two people value and respect each other as equals. This doesn't mean it's always easy. Real relationships require effort and communication, but the effort is mutual. Both individuals invest in the bond because they see its worth and recognize each other's value. To cultivate authentic connection, start by showing up as your true self. This requires courage and vulnerability. Let go of the need to please, perform, or prove your worth. Instead, trust that the right people will appreciate and accept you as you are. Vulnerability is the bridge to true connection. It invites others to meet you where you are and encourages them to share their true selves in return. Equally important is respecting the boundaries and autonomy of others. Connection cannot be demanded or coerced. It must be freely given. When someone pulls away or shows disinterest, it's not a reflection of your inadequacy. It's simply an indication that this particular connection may not be right for you. Letting go of what isn't meant for you creates space for what is. Authentic connection thrives in an environment of mutual respect. It grows when both parties are willing to listen, communicate, and honor each other's feelings. It's not about getting what you want from someone, but about creating something meaningful together. It's when you stop chasing or begging for connection, you free yourself to experience the joy of relationships that are genuine and fulfilling. Trust that the bonds meant for you will come naturally when you embrace openness, self-respect, and vulnerability. In these relationships, you'll find the peace and belonging you've been seeking. Courage isn't about the absence of fear. It's about choosing to act in the face of it. Fear is a natural part of life, constantly whispering doubts in your ear. You're not enough. What if you fail? What will they think? These voices can be loud and paralyzing, making you question your worth and your path. But courage isn't about silencing fear completely. It's about standing firm in who you are despite its presence. At its core, courage is a commitment to authenticity. It's deciding to live in alignment with your values, beliefs, and truth, even when doing so feels uncomfortable or uncertain. Fear will always try to pull you away from this path, urging you to conform, shrink, or hide to avoid judgment or rejection. But living authentically requires the bravery to stand tall and say, "This is me," regardless of how others may perceive you. One of the most significant acts of courage is embracing vulnerability. It takes immense strength to show the world your true self, flaws and all. Fear might tell you to put on a mask, to project perfection, or to stay quiet to avoid scrutiny. But vulnerability is the gateway to genuine connection and growth. When you allow yourself to be seen as you are, you create opportunities for deeper relationships and a more fulfilling life. Standing firm in who you are also means trusting your instincts and decisions, even when others question them. There will always be people who doubt you or try to impose their beliefs on you. It's easy to second guess yourself in these moments, especially if you're walking a path that feels unconventional. But courage is staying true to your convictions and reminding yourself that your journey is yours alone. Fear often disguises itself as practicality or caution, urging you to play it safe and stay in your comfort zone. It might tell you that pursuing your dreams is too risky, or that speaking up for yourself will lead to conflict. But courage asks, what if you succeed? What if your voice changes everything? It invites you to step out of the shadows of fear and into the light of possibility. Of course, courage doesn't mean you won't stumble or feel uncertain. It's natural to falter when you're stepping into the unknown. But standing firm in who you are means giving yourself permission to try, to fail, and to grow. It means recognizing that every step forward, no matter how small, is an act of bravery. Ultimately, courage is about choosing yourself, your values, your truth, your dreams over the noise of fear and doubt. It's a practice, not a one-time act, and it grows stronger every time you honor who you are. So when fear whispers in your ear, stand firm. Remind yourself of your strength, your worth, and your ability to face whatever comes your way. Because courage isn't about never feeling afraid. It's about never letting fear define you. There's a profound sense of peace and liberation that comes when you choose to let go of what no longer serves you. Unhealthy attachments, whether to people, situations, or even ideas, can weigh you down, keeping you tethered to fear, insecurity, and stagnation. Freedom, however, lies in recognizing when it's time to release these attachments and trusting that the path ahead holds something better for you. The miracle. Unhealthy attachments often stem from a deep-seated fear of loss or uncertainty. You might cling to a relationship because you're afraid of being alone, or stay in a situation because the unknown feels too daunting. This fear tricks you into believing that holding on is safer, even if the attachment causes pain or limits your growth. But the truth is, the tighter you cling to what isn't meant for you, the more you block yourself from experiencing the fullness of life. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up or failing. It means you're choosing yourself. It's an act of self-respect and self-love. When you let go of unhealthy attachments, you make room for what truly aligns with your values, needs, and dreams. You give yourself the opportunity to heal, to grow, and to attract relationships and opportunities that nurture your well-being. And like I said in the beginning, the minute you choose yourself and let go of unhealthy attachments, you make room for what truly aligns with your. Of course, letting go is easier said than done. It requires courage to face the discomfort and uncertainty that comes with change. But trust is a crucial part of the process. Trust that life has a way of guiding you to where you're meant to be. Trust that by releasing what no longer serves you, you're opening the door to something greater. In the journey of life, there comes a time when we must step back, reflect, and choose the path that honors our worth and aligns with our truth. by letting go of behaviors that diminish our dignity, seeking only authentic connections, standing firm in courage, and releasing unhealthy attachments, we create a space where growth, joy, and fulfillment can flourish. This is not an easy path. It requires vulnerability, trust, and an unwavering belief in your own strength. But the reward is freedom. The freedom to live authentically, to embrace your true self, and to trust the unfolding of your unique journey. Life's most beautiful experiences come not from chasing, begging, or fearing, but from standing in your power and trusting that what's meant for you will find you. So let go of the noise, the doubt, and the weight of unhealthy ties. Step forward with courage and faith, knowing that by honoring your worth, you're paving the way for a life that reflects the best of who you are. You are enough. You always have been. Trust that. Live it and let the rest fall into place. And that's a truism for life. Simply live it.